So, what do you want me to do?
For me? Oh.
What?
Give us knowledge.
Give you knowledge. No, right now I'm going to give this knowledge, but other than that, what? You want me to sing or talk or what?
Chanting.
That we are going to do here. You wanted to record the Chakradharana.
Well, we also already filmed it in the Netherlands, so...
Oh, you have? Maybe different now.
Maybe different. And I like also the Guru Stuti.
Guru Stuti, say that. So I am going to chant slowly so it's very clear when you listen to it. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanam Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswarnath Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Is that okay? Should I be more stern? Guru. Okay, so now let's get down to business. Okay, but I'll have to carry this thing.
No, if you don't want, sir, we can remove it.
No, he's coming with a chair. He's carrying it like a baby. He's so big, so the chair. Now you don't have to remember the names, you just need to see the picture roughly. So this is the 1000-petaled lotus, supposed to be, and the bindu, when it comes up, it comes and sits here in the center. And this is the Sushumna channel coming down, straight down to the Muladhara. This is Ida, this is Pingala. And the last portion, this is the Muladhara. I will write, but you don't have to remember the names. This is the Swadhisthana. This is the Manipura. This is the Anahata. This is the Vishuddhi. This is the Ajna. And this is the Sahasrara, 1000-petaled lotus. So all these according to the Yoga Tantras, if you want to go into the details, I am just going to give you a rough idea required for your Chakradharana. If you need to go into details of understanding these centers, you don't have to count the petals and so on, because they are also depicted as lotuses, all these. Big lotus, small lotuses and so on. You need a detailed study. If somebody may start doing a PhD on it, then there is an ancient text called the Satchakra Nirupana. Satchakra Nirupana, which has been very beautifully translated into English by a retired judge of the Calcutta High Court, who was British during the British period, and his name is John Woodroffe, Sir John Woodroffe. Sir John Woodroffe beautifully translated many tantric texts, especially the Yoga Tantras, and he translated the Shat Chakra Nirupana, which means the understanding, the elaboration of the 7 centers, chakras. And he named his book The Serpent Power. So if anybody wants to read The Serpent Power, don't practice anything, just read it. Don't practice and come back and say the snake is sitting on my head. I can't do anything. So you can read it for theoretical purposes. Satchakra, Serpent Power. He also wrote under the pen name of author Avalon, so I don't know which one nowadays is used. So these are the 7 centers, and each one of them has a color and a sound. It is when that sound, which is called a seed sound, Bijakshara, is chanted, that that chakra slowly begins to move, open up. It will move even otherwise, but it helps. So, the color here is yellow with a red triangle inside. And when you start the Kriya, Pranayam, the Bindu sits in the middle of this red triangle. The color, because yellow is the color that represents earth, Prithvi. It has a tattva called Prithvi, you don't have to worry about it. So, yellow. And the next one is silver, like the moon. It's shaped like a crescent moon, and the color is silver. And this one is an upright triangle, symbol of fire, and therefore the color is fire red, ram. And then this one, the Anahat, is sky blue. It's 2 equilateral triangles put together, like the Israeli flag. sky blue. This is for those who are really want to indulge. Right. And then this one is indigo. Deep purple, indigo. And this one is milk white. And this is multicolored. It's a riot of colors, with all the vibgyors there, all colors in different ways. Now, while this has been depicted as a lotus and so on, if somebody has the capacity to see it actually, then you see it more like a fountain. Then what you might see is that if this is the Sushumna, you see the Ida and the Pingala like this. Like the magnetic lines in a single magnet, north-south. And then from here, it comes out in a fountain. And this has many colors. Imagine 1,000 colors and something like that. So, this is what it is. Even when your head hits the door, you see many colors, stars. You imagine this. So, now what? Sounds. Now, getting more complicated. The sound for this is lam. Where some people chant it as lang. It's okay. The sound, the letter is lam. In Sanskrit, it's written like this. Lam. And the next one is Vam. Vam. Not Vam, Vam. This is Ram. Not vodka, rum. And this is yam. Not M, yam. And please don't read it as yam, it is yam. Not yam, yam. This is hum. I don't know how to write it. This will be better. Hum. No, it's the letter in Sanskrit is hum, but various people have chanted in different ways into hung. Hung, you can chant hum, hung, it doesn't matter. Hung. And then this one is Om. And this is also Om. So it goes like this, Om. So now, so you see roughly you have an idea of your nadis.
This I could not see, so I just...
We can take it later also. I'm not going to take it away. And now, this is black and white, but think of it in a color way when you sit for Chakradharana. So the Chakradharana is fixed somewhere, it's in the midst of, before the silent meditation. Just after Brahmari, you do the Chakradharana. So how do you do the Chakradharana? First, start with Muladhara. Close your eyes and look at it as if you're looking down at the Muladhara. And there is this bindu there. So, bindu is down, right, in the Muladhara. So what you do is, take a breath like this, small breath. Take a breath, visualize, think that the breath is going into the Muladhara, this way. And breathe out, it's coming out. So it's directly going in and out. So do it a few times. Then stop and then feel that it is glowing or it's opened, blossom. But if it has to blossom, you need to make a sound. It has a sensor and the sound is lum. So after a couple of breaths, fixing your attention there, say lum, 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 in the mind. Okay, shift to the next center, which is the Swadhisthana, crescent silver moon. Right now it's just there. Just fix your breath a little up and do. And feel as if the breath is going in and out here. Shift it from here. And then say Vam. Say Vam. Then that becomes lighted in silver. Then go to the next center, Manipura. Now Manipura is just below the navel. Go to the navel, to the Manipura. Do this. With your tummy also. Feel that the breath is going in and out there. A few times. And then say Ram, 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 Ram. There's a fire-colored glow as the lotus opens. And go to the heart. Vam, Yam, Yam, Yam. The lotus is blooming. Hum, hum, hum. Breathe. Now you do this. So you actually feel it. And then do hum, hum, hum. This little lotus. Indigo. And go to the middle of the forehead. Yeah. Not middle, in the middle of the eyebrows actually, Bhrumadhya. And then knock a little bit and do. Feel that is coming in and out, the breath. And then feel the milk white, small little bud open. And chant Om, Om. As you stand Om, Om, it opens. Go to the Sahasrara, 1,000-petal lotus. Chant again Om, Reem, Om, Reem, Om, Reem. And see it slightly open up. If you need to breathe, breathe as if the breath is coming in and out. And chant Om, Reem, Om, Reem, Om, Reem. Slowly the petals are open. It's your visual, of course, you're visualizing, but by and by it will open, but you don't have to visualize. Now, this is the traditional way of doing it, somewhat. Now, for the modern digital world, electric world, I have invented a technique which can be called EMS technique. It's a very simple thing. Consider your Sushumna Nadi to be an electric wire, copper wire, straight. Somewhere it's connected to a battery, to a cell, to a, what's it called? Yeah, cell. And there is electricity in it. And at each of these centers, there is a small LED bulb. See, this is much more easy. There is an LED bulb. Poor Sir John Woodruff will be wondering what this is. It's an LED bulb. And each of these bulbs are of a different color. So there are only one bulbs, one. And here, there's a cluster of bulbs as you hang on trees for Christmas. But they're all off. There's no electricity right now. And where is the switch? The switch is a sensor in each of these bulbs, which immediately reacts to the sound. So when you sit and when you fix your attention at the lowest center, do a couple of breaths, and then say Lam. As soon as you say Lam, the little LED bulb, the switch is the sound, lights up. How? Golden yellow bulb, small. Leave it there, let it be. See, this is much more easy. And then you shift your attention to the next bulb here. Do a couple of breaths. Then say, wham, 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 on. So you have a silver colored light, little bulb there. It lit. Go to the next, do the same thing and say Ram. The fire red. You have entered the red light district now. So the red is on. No more going back. And then from there you go to the next center, which is the center, Anahat. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam. Say M, then that light is lit. Sky blue bulb, small one, like you use for the night when sky blue. And then you go here and say Hum, and switch on the beautiful violet indigo bulb there. And then go here and say Om, and you switch on the milk white LED. And come here and say Om, Reem, Om, Reem, Om. This whole cluster of multicolored bulbs lights up like a Christmas tree. It's much more easier than the lotus opening it. Okay? So now keep all of them open. Nice lights on. Now your lights on. Okay? And remain in that for some time. The whole picture. And you are very sensitive. Be sensitive. Watch what's happening. And then, with your hand, give a little shot here. All switched off. Slowly.
Don't even say pat.
No need. Just, actually, traditionally we say Om Pat means finished. Tone. You can simply say even O. Om. Now start all over again. Do a couple of times going up and switch off. When you switch off, you're switching off all together at once, not one by one. Now please remember that there is nothing. This is all your way of trying to awaken the centers. There is an electricity there, different kind. But there is no wire. It's only the Shashamka. I'm warning you because don't come back to me and say, how do we pull out the wire at the end? There is no wire. It's your visual. And if you pull out the wire, you're pulling out your Sushumna, everything is over. The soul goes. So, have you got any doubt on this? It's clear.
How many times?
What is the color of Vam and Ram?
Ram, you know. Hercules Triple-X. Ram is fire red. Fire red. And? Vam, silver. So, lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, o, he. Lam, vam, ram, and after a little bit of practice you can do it fast. Switch it on, switch it on, switch it on. Gone. As he said, put, gone. Yeah. Clear? Any questions?
Repeat it how many times? Repeat how many?
As many times as you want. Minimum do it 7 times, increase to 14, or if you are enjoying it. One more thing. If you feel at some point to stay with a certain bulb, stay. Suppose you feel more comfort. There are different people have different levels and different feelings. So suppose you feel here that you want to stay here. Ram, 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 ram. When you are enjoying it, stay there, no harm. And then go up slowly. Don't get stuck there, but you know what I mean. If you get stuck there, your body will become very hot, especially this Manipura, because Manipura controls the heat of the body, and the great Yogi Milarepa used the center to stay in the ice, in the snow. I have seen yogis heat their body and sit in the snow in the Gangotri and perspire, sweat, because the body becomes quite heated up. So this kind of practice is better for winter, more time you spend in winter, and in summer do less, because anyway it's hot. So it's also the basis of the ancient Tibetan practice of Tummo, where the body is heated up. Of course, it is a different visualization with fire and so on.
Where does the mind abide? And like when you're visualizing the lights, is your consciousness in your head looking down at the lights, or is your mind
Actually, your consciousness and attention should be at each center wherever you are located. Yeah, but don't switch off the bulbs as you go up. If you shift, don't switch it off. Let it be there, but keep shifting your attention to each center till you come here. When you come here, then you are in all the centers because everything is lit. And then when you switch off, everything is gone. You are there, the lights are gone.
When we practice, we have to do like normal breathing, or it has to go in inhalation and normal breathing.
You have to switch it off again. Why do you have to switch this noise tree off?
It will be great if you don't, but you need to. Because you cannot maintain it always like that. It's not possible anyway. So we also decide, okay, so yeah, maybe when you become a great yogi, it's always switched on. Not switched off. But then it's a little bit dysfunctional. I mean, you can't function in this world. It will be a little difficult. You'll see there are some people like that. At think if they are in a Western country, they might be put into a infirmary or some such kind of thing, because I've seen people, not many, but who for all the bulbs are lit and they're in some world. They don't care. I mean, I ask them about meditation, they go, shut up. So, we can't do that. I can't do that. I need to teach also. So I always switch off. So switch it on and switch it off. If you get some days when you can be in solitude and you don't want to talk to anybody, not a sign of depression, then you can keep it switched on all the time and enjoy. Yes, please.
What's the real goal?
See that?
The real goal to lighten the chakras. What is the goal?
The goal is what we discussed for 2 days. That all your attention and consciousness, as it gets subtler and subtler and subtler and reaches the Sahasrara, and then from there it's just a small stepping stone to the real self.
The Manipura Chakra, isn't it above the navel?
No. If you draw a small circle, it's in that area, if you draw a small circle, the diameter of the circle touches the Manipura, not in the center. Right? It does touch the navel, but it's not in the center of it. You can think of that general area, you don't have to be so specific about it. And then the lights will be on for some time, and then from there you move. If you just stay there, you don't have to do anything. Because if you do anything, then you are intruding into it. Understand? Intruding. So just be with it. And then one day you'll figure out something. When you figure out, please let me know. Then I can get someone else also to teach. That's what I'm looking for. Since we are going to practice a little bit, since we are on the subject, yes.
This is about the beat and the feel of mantra. So I think sometimes it's like bhu, bhuva, swasa. We know the meaning of, they are like trilok and satulok. But what does stream, ashleem, clean, what does
That is an entirely tantric subject. We can discuss. I can only say that these sounds are important to arouse the centers. That's all. The Hreem is the cream of all the Bijaksharas. And so on. Now, it's not so complicated. Now it appears like that. As you start practicing, it becomes very simple to do. It's not so complicated. In fact, after a while, you just need to touch your hand and say, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, But you need to start somewhere. Switch on the lights. Do something. Or if you like your lotuses, keep them as lotuses. It's okay. Now I need to say, someone is in Shakti. Shakti means deep sleep. So,
it happened to me 2 days ago. It was very intense. During the morning meditation, early morning meditation, I did a silent meditation in Hamsul, and then it appears three-dimensional between the heart and the head. It was like oval shape, coming exactly like this outside, but it was a seed inside. There was no light, it was just a gray, completely gray, blue gray, and then expand towards me. And for the seconds or two, touched me, and I felt I have no legs, no arms, nothing. I just lost the boundaries, and it was
Back.
back.
Good.
I was just trying to reach it again.
You cannot.
No. It happened twice,
It will happen more.
but it was right after I received the Guru Mantra up in Zurich.
That's a good thing, and
But about the color,
it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. When the feeling is strong, then the color is not so important.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
It was so real.
there is no apartheid, there is no color. The feeling is most important. And the other thing is that, you felt it when we were silently meditating in the morning. This is because two things. One is everybody is roughly one-pointedly looking at something. It's a combined energy square. But from that, since you are linked to me, and my seeds were all, in silent meditation, they're all open. So when you are giving full attention to it, then they open in you. I don't say that usually because it will appear as if you're dependent on me. I mean, you're not dependent on me. But the idea is to make it independent of you. But it may have happened due to the proximity also. This is also part. We have something in this the discipline which is called the Guru meditation. It's called the Guru Dhyana. You start with the Akhanda Mandala, then you go to the Guru Mantra, Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. You need not practice it, but there is something like that. Even in the Mahayana teachings it's there. Even for us it's there, but it's not usually written, discussed. When I was doing my Chakradharana and Kriya and so on, in the beginning I found it quite difficult. It was not easy. Some things were happening, but it was difficult. Some things were not happening, and I was quite worried and concerned, because you are burned to your bridges and you are not going back, and here. So, one day I told Babaji, Maheswarnath Babaji, my personal guru, what to do now. He said, yeah, try again for some time. So I tried. Some things were okay, but I was aiming at the highest, and I was not happy with any other thing, not a good thing maybe. And then one day he said, okay, I'm going to give you Guru Dhyana. How do you do that? He was sitting here and I was sitting there. And he said, open your eyes and look at me. It's okay? Look at me in detail. Okay? Then close your eyes and visualize that your body, the form, do this, it has vanished into shunyata, into nothing. Back to the void. Well, it comes from the void, right? Go back to the void. So there is no form of me here. Instead of that, he instructed me to visualize him as sitting here, not me. So, for some time I was visualizing not me, but him. From the void came Babaji's picture, not Babaji, Maheswarnath, with his matted hair. So I thought, I'm sitting there, this is me, this is Maheswarnath. Okay? And then the Sushumna Nadi, the centers, the bulbs, everything belongs to him, not to me. And then I did my Kriya practice, took the Bindu up, and the Bindu went beautifully like the Ganga, flowing upwards. And then I broke all records. It was nice, For one day I just couldn't get out, so I sat. And then he tapped me on my head and brought me back. And then he said, this is for rare circumstances, not always. You're not dependent on me anymore. So, sometimes when someone is deeply in that state, it's possible that if you completely give attention and your mind is sensitive, it's possible that the seed may sprout there. But don't make it a habit and don't be dependent on it. Independence is what I want. Everybody should stand on their own feet. But since you had the experience, I'm explaining what it could. So,
Can I ask one?
yeah.
I want to make sure I'm not doing it wrong. I hope this doesn't sound stupid, but when I do the Chakradharana, after a few cycles, it goes almost like on an autopilot mode. It happens on its own and I'm not able to control it.
Okay.
And if I try to say the Bijaksharas, which I start saying, there's only Om that comes, and that's not in my control. And then, I don't think I'm imagining it, the lotus starts, spinning, and there are some drops that end up falling. There are some drops that end up falling that almost seem very real. I'm not in control of it anymore. Am I doing something?
Okay, but I have a suggestion to make. When you feel that you're not controlling it and it's happening, just in your mind mentally hand it over to the Guru. Up to you now. You can say Om Hrim Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hand it over to the Guru and carry on. Just be passive.
When the meditation happens, the silent meditation, sometimes internally I feel I'm falling into like a pit that doesn't have a bottom.
That's a terrible thing. Bottom is feet.
What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing wrong. It's okay. The thing is, you're falling into something you're afraid because it has no support. The fact of the matter is that there is no support. We are afraid of that, We think this may be a bottomless abyss into which you're falling, but actually, if it has no bottom, it has no beginning and no end. It's that which has no beginning and no end. So don't get afraid when this happens. Just let it be. Call on Sri Guru Babaji. Chant the mantra for confidence. Let it happen. When you reach the bottom, the last part you will see, instead of seeing nothing and bottomlessness, you will see many nice things. But otherwise in daily life you are behaving all right. So nothing to worry. So, shall we do a little bit of Chakradharana? Are you ready for it? Or is it too complicated? So now you have listened to various ways of doing it. So adopt that which you like and which is simple. But use the sounds. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Hum, Om.
We want the Shri answer. We'll try Shri answer
With the light.
Yeah.
But that don't afterwards come to me and say, please take out the wire.
Sir, just to clarify, the chanting,
Yes, sir.
the chanting of the sounds is mental and not out loud.
Yeah, it's mental, but if you want to chant it audibly, there is no problem. You can, but you can as well chant it. In fact, I actually want to manufacture some kind of a device which can be fixed in the Muladhara and all these places, and it chants. I don't know how to do it. It might be helpful to people, like the lights and the wire and so on. I'm thinking whether, when I go back to Madnapadi, to have a human figure made of glass or something, not full 3-dimensional, just a flat, and on that there are all these lights of different colors in front of you. And when you say lam, with a sensor, sound sensor, this thing switches on, and you're facing it. So you can think it's happening. I don't know, people need, you need engineers and you need... I think it's a good idea. It may be easy for people to visualize, look at it, and then kind of feel it's here and not just there, and then keep on switching on the lights with the sound. Who knows, sometimes as you practice you might find yourself there instead of here.
So this is actually, I think, what's called biofeedback. This is what's called biofeedback.
What?
Biofeedback.
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar to biofeedback.
Which has a very positive feedback.
Probably it will work. I don't know. But I don't want it to also become so mechanical, That's the... Okay, so shall we do the...
Tuning forks too for the chakras.
The what?
Tuning forks.
That's a good idea. But I think it's better, instead of a tuning fork, to have an electronic device. Because in tuning fork you need to strike all the time. But this... At least it will imitate what we feel. And then slowly one picks up. I don't know, I'm just... Anyway, we'll see what happens. Are there electrical engineers and sound engineers here?
Hypothetically, there is a device. Where would you plan to fit this? Like over the spine?
I want to design something on a board. Two things. First, I want the sound thing, that is separate. This I'm thinking of the visual which is in front of me, in beautifully painted glass with different colors which can be lit. And then I visualize it inside me when I see it. That's one part. The other part is some kind of a device which can vibrate. It doesn't have to make the sound. It needs to just vibrate. See that? No. The sound should be on your body. Okay. So you'll think about it and get back to me.
With natural overtones, and then you have a bass tone and connect it to the Muladhara, the chain will go into
So we need to experiment. I have not got into I'm just suggesting. I have not got into it. Maybe like in Indian music we have Sa for Muladhara. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa will play here. Re ga ma pa. And when you switch up, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, finished.
Yes, but for instance, Drupad singers, you can form his palette in a way that above the basic tones, the whole chain of...
The only thing is, I have met many of these good Drupad singers. They're not spiritually inclined. That's the problem. So you need to get them into this business. They do it mainly for the perfecting the sound, not so much in the spiritual field. So, anyway.
So if there are any sensations that one is feeling in the spine, then do we continue with the kriya or do we stop and focus at the sensation?
When you're doing any of these activities, if you feel some kind of pleasant feeling, tarry for a while, enjoy it, and then move forward.
Sir, is it possible to take off some deities when we do the...
Take off
Think of some deities.
90s? Yeah, I think you're stuck with deities. Yes, surely, if you like. You can, but you don't have to. Shall we start? Do you want to do it? Now don't expect me to repeat. This much I visualize on the spine in the Sushumna, the lights. This is easier, I think. Have your little single LED bulbs, different colors. And as you chant the sounds of love, it can be done mentally, you don't have to shout. And then slowly light them till you come to this fully lit thing. And then switch it off. Or stay for enjoy for some time. And then switch it off. So I'm going to say, count 1, 2, 3 and you start. And then when I think it's enough, then I'll wake you up. Shouldn't be too long. So, are you ready? Shall we? 1, 2, 3. So in the procedure, Brahmari, Chakradharana, silent meditation. Then going down and saying thank you. So this is the procedure. Now I've given you the procedure. The key is with you. Put it inside and turn the lock. Up to you. I'm there, of course, if you need, but it's up to you. As Patanjali said, Nairantarya Abhyasena, constant practice will give you success. If you follow the ground rules, at least 50%. So,
For closure, don't we go down and repeat the movement?
yes, once. So this is a class, so when you do it, this is how you do it. So now we split for some time and come back again and then do the silent.
I have some questions on the technique. So when we do the...
Let me come back, Bill, if you have any questions. So, since you asked the question, if you want to use the sound Phat, don't use it with Om. Always Hum Phat.